On today's edition of the OT, we'll look at LSU Sand Volleyball. Plus, we'll introduce a new intense indoor workout. But first, we remember Paul Dietzel. That's all coming up next on the OT. Welcome to the OT. I'm your host, Alexandra Ramsey. Stick with me for the next 15 minutes for the top news in LSU sports and more. Former LSU football coach Paul Dietzel passed away this morning at age 89. As head coach, Paul Dietzel led the Tigers to their first national championship in 1958. Dietzel is remembered for creating the 3 platoons of the gold team, white team, and most famously the Chinese Bandits to sub his players on and off the field. The names of the players on each platoon are forever immortalized on a plaque outside Tiger Stadium. Dietzel also served as the LSU athletic director from 1978 to 1982. Many LSU fans remember Halloween night in 1959 for Billy Cannon's incredible run. Here's that play again from Dietzel in his own words.
But in this game that we're talking about this evening, and Billy made his fantastic run, I don't think any athlete in America could possibly have made that run, because Billy had such great tenacity and he was a great competitor and he was in great shape. And I think everyone was just wore out because it was such a hot, it was raining without the rain falling. It was just a muggy night in Baton Rouge. And frankly, that particular run was fantastic. But at the end of that run, Ole Miss now takes the ball and drives the length of the field, and ended up on our 3-yard line, first and goal. And we held them 4 times and the game was over. That goal line stand has to be probably the best goal line stand I've ever been involved with. By the way, it was not the Chinese Bandits, it was a white team who was in there on that goal line stand.
Our thoughts and condolences are with the Dietzel family during this difficult time. The current LSU team looks to carry on his legend as they attempt to continue their early season success. Tiger TV reporter Morgan Beard gives us a look at how the team is coming along as they head into their first SEC road game this weekend.
For the LSU Tigers, putting up record-breaking stats and wins against 3 non-conference opponents is one thing, but doing it in the SEC is on a whole different level. Yet last Saturday night, the Tigers did just that against an undefeated Auburn team behind Jeremy Hill's 183 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns.
Jeremy Hill had a fantastic game. One of the things with teams loading the box against you, you get one-on-one outside, and you also get the availability to hit home runs in the run game.
The big plays mostly came in the first half as LSU jumped out to a 21-0 lead. But as the heavy rain slowed down, Auburn's offense seemed to speed up with 14 points in the third quarter. As Auburn attempted to make it interesting, the LSU offense helped put the game away by answering with touchdowns of their own. While the defense is far from subpar, many veteran members of the defense say they appreciate having an offense that can lighten some of the load.
It's just a great feeling to see everything coming to fruition. These guys work so hard in practice every day, and they just play the skills every Saturday. And hats off to the offense. Those guys work every day, and it's good that they finally can, better fruits of their labor.
Cornerback Jalen Mills says LSU's high-powered offense will be helpful in more ways than one as they prepare for their battle against Aaron Murray and the 9th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs this Saturday in Athens, Georgia.
Zach is going to be the key throughout practice. Zach throws the ball great. Our receivers are also going to be key. They run great routes. So we just have to really cover down on those guys and make the big plays.
Reporting for Tiger TV Sports, I'm Morgan Beard.
Now, the last time the 2 teams met was in 2011 for the SEC championship game. That game, LSU won 42-10. And coming up, an update on LSU Sand Volleyball, plus my fitness segment, which you won't want to miss. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the OT. The soon-to-be LSU Sand Volleyball team held initial tryouts last Sunday. Tiger TV reporter Kelsey Wingert has more.
LSU Athletics is going somewhere it has never been before, and Katie Mount has been dreaming of her chance to be a part of it.
I want this so badly. I don't know what I'm going to do if I don't make it. I don't see how I can go through the rest of college knowing that I missed this opportunity.
40 schools need to sponsor sand volleyball for it to be considered an NCAA sport. Right now, there's 37. LSU volleyball coach Fran Flory thinks this is the perfect fit for the Southeastern Conference.
The weather is right, the atmosphere is right, the people around here will be excited about this. I think there's a chance for an SEC team to win a national championship in sand volleyball.
The tryout process has already started. It took place on this court right behind me. About a dozen girls showed up for the tryouts, but there's no clear-cut number on how many girls will make the team. With the indoor season in full swing, Flory is busy coaching, but still finds time to develop the sand team. She says even though they recruit similar athletes, the indoor and outdoor game are very different. She has been supportive of a sand team at LSU since they first discussed it.
Well, I thought it was a great up-and-coming sport, more opportunities for female athletes. We chose to do it now because it's on the cusp of being an NCAA sport, and we didn't want to jump in too early, but we didn't want to wait too late. We want to be able to grab those kids early.
When Katie isn't playing, she refs games at the facility where the sand team will play their first season. She says she is ready to do whatever it takes to represent LSU by making the team.
She was talking about how we had to train like 6 days a week next semester. Like, I want to do that. I want to work my butt off and like win for my school.
If Katie makes the team, she hopes to help lead LSU to its first national championship in sand volleyball. Reporting for Tiger TV Sports, I'm Kelsey Wingert.
Arizona State, and South Carolina will also add sand volleyball, and that's definitely going to be a fun event to go out and watch. But being active is an important part of a healthy lifestyle, and with the cold weather setting in, I set out to find out some great workouts to bust those winter diets. Take a look at a new workout to hit Baton Rouge, and the best part is, it's indoors.
A workout that's been sprouting up all over the U.S. is taking the boredom out of the gym by putting you in life or death situations. It's called Krav Maga.
Krav Maga classes are going to incorporate the kickboxing, but at the end of it, we always incorporate a self-defense move where we're going to actually teach you how to use those strikes.
You may have fake guns pointed at you. Learn headlocks or knee chops. The material is new in each class, all without jeopardizing the basic techniques.
In a normal Krav Maga class, you learn to fight off your attacker, and the best part is, it's an entire body workout.
This is a combat system. There is nothing pretty or artsy about combat. Combat is gritty, it's cruel, it is straight to the point, and that's what Krav Maga is.
Part of the Israeli Defense Forces system, Krav Maga is Israel's martial art for the military.
Part of their culture is almost every man, woman, and child learns Krav Maga. You don't walk on the streets without understanding Krav Maga, or therefore you would be a victim.
And the health benefits are endless.
I've got students that after 4 or 5 months of training have lost an average of 35 pounds, to some of them have lost 80 pounds. I have one student in particular who has had heart problems and cholesterol issues, whose doctor has now taken him off of all medications due to the fact that he has leveled himself back out.
For Tiger TV, I'm Alexandra Ramsey.
Baton Rouge Krav Maga is free this week for students, so hey, bring your ID and go get fit. Now next, the soccer team had a rather unusual landing during their practice Friday. We'll be back right after this to check it out. Welcome back. Before I let you go, a very important guest landed on the soccer field just before the start of practice last Friday. Let me say that again, landed on the field. The players walked outside only to find a helicopter descending on the field. And who popped out, you might ask? That's Les Miles. Miles had attended a funeral and returned just in time for practice. He was greeted with chants and even walked over to say hello to thank the girls for letting him land on their field. And that's going to wrap up today's show. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter for the latest news at ttv_sports. You can catch us again next week at 6 p.m. right here on Campus Channel 75. Pat and Derek will be on tomorrow for another episode of Cold Pizza. I'm Alexandra Ramsey, and you just watched the OT.